looking good. We looking good. That's what's up. Lay Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, coming with another wonderful episode of apparently can't look. You see people be in the midst, NERDSoulite trying to slide in the side, but NERDSoul, this NERDSoul gaming, we are getting into it. We're not streaming today. Well, no, actually, no, I have 2 Street Fighter videos for y'all today, but slide that to the side. We got some cool people with us. In the square over here, we got Lazy and Kinky, Lazy Nerd Designs. What's up?
What up, yo?
Hey.
How we doing today?
Chilling, man. And below, in the bottom square, we got JeDarius Walker, XnightmareEffect. What's up?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Creator of the bar, born and raised in Louisiana. Yes, sir. It's good to be here.
Yeah, that's what's up. All right, so I got a little information come across. See how he slide up on me?
Yeah, I saw that.
See how he roll up smooth?
You look like you pulled him from under the table or something.
So across the Twitter streets, every now and then people got something to say, whether it's in game in general, FGC, something like that. But normally things are cool. Well, maybe they're not always cool, but
say cool on Twitter. Those don't match.
They don't even go together. But Alex Hutchinson, someone who you may know that is involved with Google Stadia and stuff like that, or Stadia, however you say it. He had an interesting take on streamers in general, and because recently Twitter's been kind of like removing content that had music, say like from Drake or whatever, that's DMCA.
Yeah.
They've been removing a lot of that content. So he says streamers worried about getting their content pulled because they use music they didn't pay for should be worried by the fact that they're streaming games they didn't pay for as well. It's all gone as soon as publishers decide to enforce it. Continuing saying, the real truth is the streamers should be paying the developers and publishers of these games they stream. They should be buying a license like any real business and paying for the content they use. Okay, so I have thoughts. I have thoughts.
I got some thoughts too.
And I'll throw it to Nightmare first. How you feeling on this one? I have thoughts, but how you feeling on this one?
Okay, so something may have went over my head, but what I'm understanding from what you said, he wants us to pay for the game and then pay for the content that we're pushing out. Yeah,
kind of like a licensing fee.
For me to be able to stream said game.
Yeah. So, kind of like a theater distributor would do. Like they would pay, you pay a little bit to Disney or something to be able to show your movie in front of people. Or show their movie in front of people. So that's how he felt. There have been some takes back on him, but I'm interested to see where y'all at, how y'all feeling, where your mind's at on this one. Because for me, I think I see what he's trying to say, but I don't think it's a one-to-one comparison, because the biggest glaring group that would be hit by something like this is DJs.
Yeah.
If you're going to follow this logic, every DJ and every club should be paying X amount of dollars, or the club should be paying X amount of dollars for the music that is spun inside of said club. Go ahead.
I believe, I don't know if every club do it. There's supposed to be like a blanket license, like clubs and restaurants are supposed to pay to cover them to play like licensed music, so they don't get any kind of thing.
Those must be like the real Ritzy joints.
Yeah, most likely.
Most of the clubs I know,
something nobody's really going to enforce.
There ain't nobody really enforcing that. I think what he's missing in this particular point is this isn't a situation where I'm just reproducing your game. This isn't a situation where I'm just buying the game for me, and also he said they should pay for games. Technically, we paid for the game because we got it, unless it was free to play or something like that. So we already have the game, so technically we paid for it.
Yeah.
What your example may work for playthroughs that are playthroughs with no commentary, no discussion, no explanation. But once you start doing breakdowns, once you start engaging with your chat about what they're doing with the game, how they can utilize the game, how they can play through the game, things of that nature, it becomes transformative. And it becomes a piece that is not just the game itself. This isn't just me taking your movie and playing it on the screen. This is me taking your game and showing people, oh, this is what you do on this level. How do you like this? This is my review for this part. This is how I, so it becomes transformative, it becomes a performance piece, if you will, where I don't think he's understanding that part in general when it comes to this. And it seems like he's out of touch in his own, industry, if you will. And it's like people came back, and people say, well, streamers spend money and time and effort. Do you think streaming is easy? Try being positive all the time and acting happy. Half the world couldn't do that. So, and it's true. Entertaining. There's also this idea. There's also this idea where as you can see, man, it ain't easy in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Alex got the kid mad. Now the kid gotta go. You know what I'm saying? He got thoughts on streamers, and now he gotta go. But if you think that streaming is just like, oh, you just turn on your internet and you go at it. And I think that's the idea that a lot of people on the outside. What up, Blerdish in the house? What up, Blerdish? Nice to see you. I think that's what a lot of people think streamers are doing. And so for instance, throwing it to Nightmare, when you stream, what are some of the things that go into streaming that aren't just reproduction? Because someone could be like, oh, well, you're just playing Street Fighter. But there's more to it, you know what I'm saying? But break that down for me, if you would.
All right, so when it comes down to me and streaming, I take it very personal. Like, this is something that I actually enjoy doing. Like, when I get into character, I start entertaining. Like, this is just what I love to do. So people may feel like it's just me sitting in front of a camera just broadcasting my game, but I actually promote. Like, I pay out people to edit videos, promote my tweets, push networking, Discords. Like, I look at the bigger picture. So to kind of bounce back on what he said, if you don't find it, well, no, he said streaming, because I feel like this tweet as a whole is just an anger tweet.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely got some anger in there, because he was saying, they they're streaming games they didn't pay for. And
yeah, that part I didn't get too.
It's like
they paid money for this.
It's like, we paid for this game. And then it said they should be buying a license like any real business and paying for the content they use. Now, that part, I guess I could lean with him, but what I'm saying is, if we lean with you on that, there's a lot of people that get hit with that, not just you in the gaming, because if we have to apply this, we have to apply it flatly. And that means, where are we going to stop? Are we going to, if you review a movie, and Lord knows my channel has been hit with this, if you use a 2-second clip, here come YouTube talking about, it's like, dude, I'm trying to explain what happened in the scene and why it was important with the actor and the facial expression. But anyway, like, if you review a comic book or you review a movie, if you make people pay for it, less people will do it, because as many people won't be paying for it. And it's a roundabout way of, in my view, it's another roundabout way of gatekeeping, because the internet has opened it up to awesome people like Lazy Nerd to be able to stream, talk about the game, share the game, maybe points, tips, tricks, whatever, and then also provide a level of entertainment on top of that. But if you add this money, then guess what? This gate comes in of a financial barrier that everybody can't reach. But I think it's also, and I'll throw it back to you, Nightmare. So my bad. But I think this kind of thinking is sort of stepping on a dollar to get a dime, as they say.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Sorry, with streaming, because I know, and then basically to you, lazy nerd, because I know you do streaming as well, and it's not like, hey, I'm playing and you're just silent the whole time. Well, there actually are some streamers that are silent the whole time, but still, it's like, yo, is he okay? Like, but streaming is more than just sitting there reproducing your game.
Exactly.
And
even if it was just sitting there just playing the game, somebody else is seeing this game. Why do you put out trailers? Do you want people to pay licenses for putting the trailer out? Do you?
Yeah.
If I was sitting there, go ahead.
Actually, people pay to put their trailer on things. So, you're right. You got a point there. It's one of those things where I think he's out of touch. But onto streaming in general, with how you stream, do you think, let's say they implemented this. They were like, all right, there has to be a fee or whatever. Do you think streaming would survive something like this anyway?
I do art streams too, and I sometimes stream me printing. So for me, this is like, well, I mean, if that's what you want to do, cool. That's also hurting the little man. You might be big enough to a point where your business can thrive. But like I told you before we started the podcast, I met a game developer in California, and I told him that I was going to stream his game. He wants to get into my stream, and he was happy about it because he knows other people are going to get to see his game. So that might equate into more sales of the game. So is the big fish talking about trying to gatekeep, but it's also going to hurt the little man.
Yep.
Yeah, because Google won't be hurt by licensing fee. If Google was like, you got to pay, well, they don't make any games anyway. But say if EA and NRS and I don't know, like Capcom and I don't know, like Riot Games was like, you got to pay. Well, technically they'd be fine. They're larger entities that can handle it. But indie developers really thrive off of streamers that, maybe someone grabs onto their game and it makes it hot and people are interested in playing it because it looks cool, it looks fun. Because streaming is it's not a reproduction. Like, for instance, Nightmare.
Yes.
You have a community. You create a community. It's cool to come and hang out with you. You know what I'm saying? We come and hang out and chill and watch you play. That's a community. That's not just turning the game on and letting the game play itself. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You connecting with the stream at that point. Mm-hmm. The stream can play anything, but if you vibing with the actual person that you're looking at, the flow is going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, what you're saying about like NRS and Capcom, maybe not for like their single player games, but I feel like any of our like FGC type games, I feel like we need streamers doing that because fighting games die.
Exactly.
If they don't see people playing those games and there's no online community, those games die quickly.
Yeah, you're right. If there's, like, for instance, I play 3 games generally. Like right now I'm playing Street Fighter V, Dragon Ball Fighters, and Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. But the friends that I have that have crossplay have Street Fighter. So guess what I've been playing mostly lately? Street Fighter. Because Power Rangers doesn't have crossplay. Huh? Well, guess what? It's been about 2-3 weeks since I've touched that game. Now, Dragon Ball is different, but Dragon Ball has been changing a lot of things, and they're funny with their kind of like online rules now with like drop connections and everything. And I know you have to do something for rage quits. You know, I'm not saying that you can't do anything, but at the same time, if you have a weird connection and you drop it X amount of times, they can ban you from playing online in general, which kind of changes the game. And I don't think they have crossplay either. Do they? Do they have crossplay? I can't remember.
I can't play it.
Can't remember if Fighters has crossplay or not. But you know, it's that sense of community of playing like, oh, I can play with people that have PlayStation and people that have PC, so I can get on and play that easier, as opposed to something like Streets of Rage, where you know I've been streaming that because it's kind of like a one-player game and you can still have fun with one player. Co-op. But you know the co-op is a lot more fun, but their co-op isn't the greatest. It gets funny sometimes. But you know, fun? Yeah, I love platformers and beat 'em up. So you know that's where. But that community that we bring, that people don't understand, where they come to not only be entertained, but to relate to someone. All of this stuff are things that the game itself doesn't do. He's trying to make gaming or equate gaming to something like being a theater exhibitor for a film, and it's not the same in that way. So I thought that was very interesting. Now there are some responses, some interesting responses that I wanted to throw up. Let's see. Niels Coleman said, if streamers / YouTubers don't make vids or stream in the game industry, it's probably not going to go anywhere. A game like Fortnite was so popular because everyone was streaming it. And that's a good point. Like without streaming, Fortnite is nothing.
Right.
Fortnite is just a random game. You know, it's just another random game, but streaming happens. People have fun. They want to play with the people that they're watching, and it creates something larger. It creates something more than what the game itself was in the first place. But go ahead.
I know another thing that like you could apply that to is like, remember Bird Box? Nobody knew about Bird Box initially just because Netflix just like told us about Bird Box. A lot of us watch Bird Box because we got on Facebook and was seeing 1,000 different posts about this movie, and that's why it ended up
this Bird Box challenge.
It went viral just behind some people on Facebook talking about it. So like that's just how the internet works. That's like the way that the world is going right now. And I understand trying to get your bag. Like, you know, I get it, because you got to understand the same. We would want the same thing. You know, if I could say, hey, you know, everybody on this podcast, we are going to try to sell this podcast. But, you know, if you're the one that, you know, it's your podcast, technically, NERDSoul, right? So you was be like, hey, you got to pay me $5 to be able to reproduce this podcast and use it on your own. But you can still sell it. You know, it's like I get both sides of it, but it's like this is the internet. And like like the internet has never been nice, so you're gonna have to like understand that you can't always just try to get over it with be like, oh yeah, you got to pay for this and then pay for it again. Like, come on, bro.
And I mean look at what happened to in the art world, Inktober. So Inktober happened and it became popular, and then the guy Jake, can't remember his name, he trademarked the word Inktober. And even though it had unintended consequences, and I'm not talking about the book that he kind of ripped off, but the trademark had unintended consequences for other people trying to make their Inktober books as well. They never came back to it after he was like, yo, I'm sorry. They just left and never came back. So say the developers say, you got to pay. Nightmare, you got to pay. Lazy, you got to pay. NERDSoul, you all got to pay. And then we say, all right, well, we just ain't playing your game no more. And then like a month later, they're like, a month later, they're like, yo, no, we're sorry. Too late, we've moved on.
It's too late.
We've moved on to another developer that will let us. Yeah.
That's
so,
what's gonna happen.
you know, you want to be very careful about this. in, because there is a cultural capital to people always playing and streaming your game. That isn't always monetary, but staying relevant has its own, maybe not financial.
In the long game, it's monetary. It's
yeah.
Both monetary. Maybe not today, tomorrow, but it's just like Among Us. That game's been out for a couple years. I don't know what made it boom. I'm assuming the streamers made it boom, and people are playing the hell out of that game. I didn't know what the hell Among Us was until. And now I'm on.
Take it upon themselves to play it for free, help push the exposure, and now it's big.
How do you know it's free? Right. I paid for it on Steam.
Because Blerdish said, look at what streaming has done for Among Us. RDC One World stream has probably made a lot pick it up. And then said, of course, Rage Critters should have someone knock on their door and punch them in the gut. No, Rage Quitters just make me laugh. Now, I've never made anyone rage quit. I'm not at that level yet, but my sensei makes people rage quit. And I'm like, oh, snap, he just left? Because you be like he'll be killing them, right? Be killing them.
Yep.
And homie will have like 2 hits left and he'll just like, did it.
That's how I be.
Street Fighter be like, and it'll be like, oh, well, hold on, what happened? You're like, nah.
They just blow up. They get brutally killed if you rage quitting MK.
Man, but yeah.
And that's why I really like Mortal Kombat, man, because they really make you feel accomplished for making somebody quit. Because with the quitalities, I'm like, bro, that is unique.
Yeah, only thing about that community, because I am part of that community. That's a terrible community. They are so toxic.
Oh yeah.
Yo, Mortal Kombat, you guys are some special guys, yo. Y'all like now at the same time
lately because they so toxic.
Now at the same time, I've seen some of your grievances. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, look, we need updates. This character's broken. This is messed up. Like, can you fix it for us? Nothing. No answer. And then they're all like, oh, check it out. We got Rambo. It's like, but we didn't ask for Rambo. We wanted you to fix the game.
I did not. I heard some shoes that I was getting Harley Quinn. I was like, oh, dope, because I play with Harley on Injustice. And then it didn't happen. I was like, well, I guess Rambo and Rain is cool.
It's like, I guess Rambo will have to do. But yeah, it's streaming helps so much. It helps this kind of cultural, relevance, because technically Capcom with Street Fighter V is what, 4 or 5 years old now?
5 years.
5 years old.
Years. It's pushing 5 years because season 5 is getting ready to start with the.
So yeah, so pushing 5 years, right? People are still playing it daily. There's a tournament going on today.
Yeah.
That, of course, that you are playing in. Matter of fact, go ahead and plug that tournament. Where will you be playing?
Gotta go find the link on Twitter, but it's gonna be for Louisiana. Shout out to Louisiana hometown. It's gonna be Bayou Beatdown, I believe it is. I signed in at the last minute, so I will link it.
I was gonna say, put that in chat.
Yeah, throw it in the chat. And matter of fact, yeah, because Blerdish is in Louisiana too. So shouts to Blerdish. Blerdish, you know what I'm saying? You are too?
All in Louisiana.
Yeah, we in Louisiana.
I thought you were in Alabama. All right, cool.
Nah.
What?
All right, word.
Shout outs to Louisiana. Let's go.
Because Gamma's in Alabama, right? Gamma Ray?
I don't know.
I think Gamma Ray's in Alabama.
Yeah, Gamma Ray, yeah.
That's why, because that's why I thought, okay. Cool, yeah. Gamma Ray's in Alabama. You guys are, so word, this is the Dirty South edition, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Well, sort of. You know what I'm saying? I'm from VA, but I'm in LA now, but I'm like upper South. But, this is still the Dirty South edition, y'all.
Hey, it's still okay, because LA, Los Angeles, LA, Louisiana.
So, we work it. So, shouts to Keith and Jones in the chat says, we are in a microwave society. It wasn't always like this. So people under the illusion that success happens overnight. Be consistent with your content and the money will eventually come. So I don't know if he's referring to something from Blerdish up top. Maybe so, but yeah, those are one of those things that you have to look at when you're like, all right, you're a streamer. And I guess to switch gears with this a little bit, when you're a streamer, do you take into consideration, and Lazy or Nightmare, either one of you can answer this. Do you take into consideration the game that you play as far as its popularity, or are you playing it because you enjoy to play it?
Say it one more time.
Do you take
My bad.
Do you take the game that you're playing into consideration for its popularity to kind of like, rise up in the algorithm or whatever? Or do you play it because you just genuinely enjoy the game?
Me personally, and this is a real good question, I play a game because I actually like it. And I take this as a prime example because Street Fighter V is actually not the biggest game compared to any other fighting game like Mortal Kombat, Dragon Ball Z. Like Street Fighter is actually dying, so it's not really popular. So I feel like if I was to play, let's say something like, just any fighting game with a bigger popularity, it'll be harder for me to grow because I'm fighting with bigger people that already have a name set. So actually starting out with something like Street Fighter is actually a real good start.
Getting his niche.
Yeah, right. So I'd rather start small and build my way up instead of trying to go straight to the bigger game than have to compete with everybody else when I'm at the bottom. I could like the game, but it's going to stun my growth.
All right, cool. Lazy?
Man, I'm up in the wind. Whatever sounds good. I've done, like right now I'm like, well, I have this backlog of collection of games, so I was like, backlog gaming with Lazy. So now I'm just going through all my backlog games, and hopefully like people want to come in and hang out with what I'm playing. If not, I have been doing the Inktober stuff at 9:00 to see me draw Among Us crossover characters. So it's I'm just doing whatever I feel. Whatever the vibe is.
What up? For me, I kind of play, of course, because it's YouTube. It's about you. So, so I pretty much just play a lot of games that I enjoy and like. So, I like platformers. You know what I'm saying? Mario, Sonic, back in the day, Ninja Gaiden or something like that. But also,
that's one of my favorite.
Yo,
games.
You know what? Hey, Tecmo, look at me, Tecmo. I am the captain now. Tecmo, remake Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2. Number 3, but number 1 and 2, that NES joint, remake it with HD graphics and stuff, full screen it. Not that square. Do it.
See, that brings me up to a thing that I've been wanting to do. A segment of my own, like games we love that we would pay for if we had the money to bring back.
If I could bring that side-scrolling Ninja Gaiden back, I'd do it. But yeah, so that's what I stream. Right now I'm streaming Streets of Rage 4 because I love beat 'em ups as well. But once I beat that, because I got one more time to beat it, and I think I've gotten all of my achievements. So once I beat that, I don't know. I got some other games that I haven't beat, like maybe like Dead Cells or something that I haven't beat yet. Stream that. But yeah, another platformer, or maybe go do some Power Ranger stuff, even though I don't like the way they do the matchups. It's the waiting for a match in that joint. Whew. It's when you get used to the bells and whistles of an A title like Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Man, and it's not that Power Rangers is a fun game to play. And I don't even watch Power Rangers, but it's a fun game to play. But there's certain bells and whistles you get used to, like battle lounges and like being able to do something while you're waiting for a match. Like in Power Rangers, when you wait for a match, you just wait. Like in Street Fighter,
Wait, so they don't have a way to practice?
They do, but you can't search for a match and practice
in the background.
No.
Yeah, you have when you say I want a match, you click match. You just got to sit there and wait, and it'd be like do 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 do. You just be like,
that's wild. That is wild.
But it's a lower budget game, so I do understand. But it's certain bells and whistles you get used to. But then on the other side, there's another A title I would consider A title, like Fighters, like Dragon Ball Fighters, which I don't even understand their online match. I'm like, yo, how do I fight with somebody? Like, I'll be walking up to people in the little lounge like, yo, you want to fight or what? like,
that sounds very personal.
like, yo, look what you want.
Walking up to people asking them if they want smoke. You do that in the regular life, people just call you crazy. You do that in the virtual world, it's just acceptable.
Oh man, Keith and Jones says, but Street Fighter is king and fighters forever. LOL. The learning curve, though, yeah, the learning curve is crazy. If I was to tell anyone, from someone who's been out of Street Fighter since Street Fighter 3 Third Strike and just getting back into Street Fighter 5, focus on blocking properly and punishing. That's the first thing. Because getting back into Street Fighter 5, I'm like, yo, Ken don't even move the same. What's going on in here? Like, I'm like, what? I mean, I know there's going to be some changes, but dang. And I'm like, who are these people like Falk? Who is that person? Who are these folks?
Falk, G.
G is a weird character. I kind of wish I could use G because some of his stuff looks cool. Yo, G is basically Q. Yeah, G is Q now I think about it. But yeah, you know, block, get your blocks up, get your blocks up, and then punish when necessary.
I was gonna say, you cannot stress it enough, huh?
Yo, because the recovery times for different moves on different characters vary. And you'll get caught out there being like, oh, they did a heavy, they did like a stand strong. I can do something now. Psych, you can't do something now because they can recover faster. You about to get your feelings hurt. So yeah, that's probably what I say. The learning curve is crazy when it's like, what can this character do? What can't they do? And that's crazy. But I guess since we have exhausted all the demons, you know what I'm saying? We have exercised the demons, if you will. You know what I'm saying? I'll throw it over here to Lazy Nerd and Kinky. Yo, what up? Where can people find you? Where can they check out your streams?
You can start first.
Oh, okay. My streams are twitch.tv and then /KinkyAlien with 2 N's at the back of it. And then Instagram is @professional_alias. What
up? Lazy?
Then Lazy Nerd Designs everything. Twitch, Instagram, YouTube. You want to check out our website to see the type of merch we make? Just add.
Oh yeah, get them shirts. Get them shirts.
Yeah, shirts, hats. We do a lot.
Draws, socks. You know what I'm saying?
Eventually.
What up?
If I could put you in a 3-piece suit, I would.
Man. And down below in the bottom square, who's about to take the stage. Matter of fact, I'm gonna watch if I can. I got some editing stuff to do, but I'm gonna try to watch you get your fight on.
Still put the link in the chat.
Yeah, put the link in the chat.
Yeah, all right, I got you.
And let us know where they can find you, Mr. Nightmare Effect.
Nightmare Effect across all social media platforms. Everything is XnightmareEffect. Twitch.tv/XnightmareEffect. Twitter, Instagram, any media you could think about. XnightmareEffect. Hit me up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What up? We got a question, I guess, for everybody. I'll throw it out to everybody. Blerdish or Keith and Jones said, "What's the deepest fighter to you? Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Dragon Ball. What's the deepest one?"
Let me answer this first.
Yeah, you go first. You
probably one that got the best knowledge.
You got the most knowledge.
So when I think about deepest thought, I feel like it depends on the actual person because everybody has different learning curves. So since this is me, I feel like the deepest thought process for any fighting game, I would have to give it to Tekken. Tekken has about 100+ moves for each character. So, and then when you look at a game like Dragon Ball Z, it's all about, okay, can I react fast enough to what they're doing? High, lows.
It's very frenetic.
Right. So it just depends on you as a player and what you can handle. But if you was to ask me, I feel like the deepest start game is Tekken because you have a lot to remember. You got to know how to crouch block, step back, side sway. Like there's a lot more stuff to think about.
That side stuff be messing you up too.
But Street Fighter is probably the most beginner friendly because it's the grandfather of fighting games. It's 2D. No, 2D. Side swipe.
Scrolling, whatever.
Yeah, side scroll, a lot of back and forth. It's more simple compared to the other fighting games that's out there. So you can start with Street Fighter, then once you want to start working your way up to like more variety and options, then you got Tekken, then Tekken, Dragon Ball Z, and Marvel. Like it's all type of games out there. It just depends on what you can handle.
Yeah, I'd say all that.
Go ahead, Lazy.
I was just about to say it's crazy you say all that because I pretty much dabble with almost everything, and I swear, Tekken I can understand it easier.
Yeah,
but Smash.
Oh,
it's supposed to.
I forgot about Smash.
So Smash is supposed to be simple.
Bro.
Yo.
But oh my gosh, if you are playing with somebody that plays Smash,
it's what I like to. It's like Smash seems similar to what I would like to call a lot of Dilla beats. I worked in a Dilla reference in the show. Deceptively simple. Like you hear it and you're like, oh, I know that sample. I can make this beat. No, you can't. You know what I'm saying? So you look at Smash and you're like, oh, it's these little cute characters. You just punch them and knock them off the thing. No problem, right? And this is like, no. These matches be going for days, bruh. It's like watching a poker game or something. It's like, when did y'all start playing? Last week?
And apparently they stripped all the really, really nuanced tech in the newer model of the game, but like Melee and all the other ones, the older model. As
someone who enjoys fighting games, because I kind of went from beat 'em ups to fighting games and stuff, I looked at Smash and was like, I'm cool. Like the closest I'll get to Smash is something that's like frenetic as like Dragon Ball Fighters. Like Dragon Ball, like I've enjoyed. It's been a while since I've played it since I don't have anyone to really play with, but I've been enjoying playing my Cell, Kid Buu, Vegeta team, or why not? Sometimes Kid Buu and Vegeta. I'll say Vegeta there. But yeah, I enjoy playing that team. It's a fun mix up, and I like how crazy and colorful it is. But back to that community thing. If I don't have people that I can really play with because I play PC, then I'm just like, oh well, I can play Street Fighter because my friends are playing that, and I have friends on PlayStation and on PC. So it's part of that community part as well. And Blerd-ish put in Brawlhalla. Yeah, Brawlhalla is another one, which is like the sort of like a free to play-ish, Smash Bros.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
I
with that said,
game ain't super strong in it, but it's definitely one of those games, just like Smash, simple to play, but the people that know what they're doing will destroy you.
Yeah,
exactly. I feel like a game I hope they bring back.
Bloody Roar?
Yeah, but I want them to bring back PlayStation All-Stars, man.
Oh, bro. We got long run.
PlayStation All-Stars. You know what? That
Everybody
wasn't a bad game.
About me when I say that. I'm like, bro, that game was
PlayStation
good.
All-Stars was all right. It was all
right. You didn't like
game,
it like that?
Man. It was an all right game. I got to give it to him.
That game. If Smash Brothers didn't come out before it, we still would have PlayStation All-Stars.
Right.
It was a solid game.
Yeah, PlayStation All-Stars was fun. It honestly was. So with that said, guys, you know the deal. We have exercised all the demons. With that said, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all in places. Hit that thumbs up if you like what you see. Hit that thumbs down if you don't. But if you hit that thumbs down, I'm going to send a Kuma after you. You're going to get that Masuits. All right, you don't want that. You don't want that. You just hit that thumbs up. It's probably better for your life. I'm just saying, you don't want that. So, podcast if you want to listen. Spotify for that music. And Nightmare, you got something?
Yes, one quick thing. Now, you want the link to enter the tournament or the actual link where it's going to be live streamed at?
Where's going to be live streamed?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, go on, send us that link. It's in the chat, guys, if you can see it. And I'll be watching. I'll be in the chat later on. I got some light editing to do for the Rent Party next week. That's right. Rent Party 2 comes back on Halloween 2020. We will have a morning service at 11 a.m. PST and an evening service at 7 p.m. PST. We're going to have black comics, cosplay, panels, fun stuff, and it's free. It's going to be right here on NERDSoul. There's going to be a whole bunch of cool people. Blerd-ish going to be in the house. We'll have Gamma Ray and stuff. Going to have some stuff from Black Tribbles. We're going to have a whole bunch of MCs and hip-hop, all that stuff. You know NERDSoul. It's hip-hop and geek put it together. So we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be dope. Be there or, well, you don't want to be square. You don't just be there instead. But man, Blair said Brawlhalla is fun as well. See, spell that for me, NERDSoul LL. Get on my good side with the Rent Party. Yo, you know what? Blerdish put Blerdish put a whole like setup for all of the books they're selling on the last Rent Party they did. So this one, check out, man. Like, yo, they got some books. If you're looking for comic books, yo, they got you. Keith and Jones said, bring Def Jam back, man.
Ooh.
I
approve of that message.
Yeah,
man.
They're not gonna do it because
if Def Jam was dope, yeah, the licensing thing is tough. If Def Jam was still dope, I'd be down with it. But you can still have your legacy characters, so you can have Def Jam as a whole, like everybody that was ever on Def Jam. I don't know if anyone wants to play as Russell Simmons anymore, but I'm just playing. I ain't gonna mess with Russell Simmons, man. We dogged him out enough a couple months ago. Look, the documentary's out. It's over. Just let him. He in Tahiti or something chilling. I ain't even gonna mess with him no more. But with that said, guys, thank you for coming through. We enjoyed your time. It was awesome to see y'all sunshiny faces. Did you? Oh, you didn't hit. You ain't. Oh well, we'll get the link for y'all. I'll find it somewhere. What is it? Bayou.
Oh wait, did I put it in the wrong chat?
it's in the Zoom. We don't.
Yeah. Oh, it's in the Zoom chat. You put it in the YouTube chat.
Oh, my bad.
You good? I was like, I don't see nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what? I was like, where we at? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? What? Oh, Bayou Beatdown. You know what I'm saying? Yo, look. It's gonna be tough. Yo, it's gonna be tough, man.
Represent for Louisiana.
I'm gonna try, man. I'm gonna try.
Oh, snap. No, they didn't say Shaq Fu, though. Shaq Fu? Really? I'm talking about that Shaq Fu, though? Yeah,
I heard.
Y'all really want that Shaq Fu.
I heard the new one just as bad. Well, I won't say just as bad as the old one, but I heard the new one is not good. It's not great.
Dang, man. Shaq Fu. Shaq Fu was sweet back in the day. Like, but it was definitely a product of its time. Yeah, it was a product of its time.
Yeah, we didn't know no better. I remember playing Shaq Fu, and I was enjoying myself. But after you go back, you're like, these controls were kind of stiff.
It's like, yo, man, it ain't working like it used to work back in the day. So it's tough, y'all. It's tough. What can you do? So with that said, guys, thank you so much for rolling through. I'm going to leave y'all with Arcatron. That's ARCKATRON.com. He made the Space Bridge. Get them streams up. That's right. Space Bridge, one word. If you love Transformers, you know the deal, but it's dope beats, dope rhymes. All the 4 horsemen are on it. And that would include yours truly. Also, don't sleep. Arcatron and I got a new song coming out soon. It'll probably be after the Rent Party, unfortunately, but look, we got to do what we got to do. It's tons of stuff to do. We try to do everything with like a little bit of time. So with that said, going to leave y'all. And from us, you were just saying, thanks for watching, y'all, because look, it's hard out here for a simp. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But from us, you were just saying, peace.
Peace, love,
and of course,
tranquility.
And a woo for you, and a woo for you. We out. Man, word up.